Dear friends, we have come together in the presence of God to witness the marriage of Mike and Niloofar and to rejoice with them. Marriage is a gift of God and a means of His grace in which man and woman become one flesh. It is God's purpose that as husband and wife give themselves to each other in love, they shall grow together and be united in that love as Christ is united with His church.
I'll shout it out, I will sing it from the heart. Woo-hoo!
I just wanted to give you a little bit backstory about this beautiful property. The family purchased the property in 1946, and it was a lodge that was passed down through generations in the McKee family for 70 years. And since closing its doors as a resort, it has now become a private weekend getaway for the family.
State of mind of Richard.
I would also like to add that it is a special time for Michael McKee because his great-grandmother is the one in honor of the stained glass window that is behind me, that is over the altar. That stained glass was given to the glory of God and in memory of Elizabeth Oliver Hummel. And I believe there are 6 generations of the McKee family now represented in the church this afternoon.
Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails.
Look at the camera, Maya.
Look right here.
Oh, Gigi. You look. Kiss. Look at that side.
When you need, when you need, when you need to let it all. Shout it out and release it from the heart.
Niloofar, will you give yourself to Mike, to be his wife, to love him, comfort him, honor and protect him, and forsaking all others to be faithful to him, so long as you both shall live?
I, Mike, take you, Niloofar, to be my wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, according to God's holy law. This is my solemn vow.
What is this? It's kind of light. It's the echo from the start.
In marriage, husband and wife give themselves to each other, to care for each other in good times and in bad. They are linked to each other's families, and they begin a new life together in the community. It is a way of life that all should reverence and none should lightly undertake.
When it gets hard.
As God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other. Forgive whatever grievances you may have had with one another. Forgive as the Lord forgives you. And over all of these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in a perfect unity.
Hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet.
I, Niloofar, take you, Mike, to be my husband, to have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poor.
For richer, for poor. To love and to cherish for the rest of our lives.
And it's the only thing that I know.
Mike, you may now kiss your wife, and Niloofar, you may now kiss your husband. And now, for the first time, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. McKee. Doctor and doctor.
Where our eyes are never closing, hearts were never broken, time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside.
This is a symbolic Iranian ceremony. Iranian ceremony is not really a religious one, it's a cultural one. In here I'm supposed to read a poem for good luck and happiness, but I could not really translate it. So I give you what the spirit of this means. The poet is trying to give you a will to live and a will to be happy. The secret is that you start with a smile to the world. You initiate the happiness that you need, and you see that the reaction of people to your smile will bring the joy that you want.
Next to your heartbeat where I should be. Keep it deep.
Will you give me permission to marry you to Mike?
God first, women first.
For a second time, Miss Niloofar, lovely girl, will you give me permission to marry you to Mike?
Take you some flowers.
Okay, here's the third time coming up. Niloofar, will you give me permission to marry you to Mike?
I will.
Yes, she did.
How you kissed me under the lamppost back on 6th Street, hearing you whisper through the phone, wait for me to come home.
Michael's mother was my baby sister, Nancy Dolphin McKee, and she would have given anything to be here today for this most joyous occasion. So, in her memory, I am privileged to do the honor of welcoming Niloo to our family. And our wish for both Niloo and Michael is to have many, many years of happiness and contentment together. Thank you. Niloo, welcome. Welcome, honey. You look gorgeous.
There she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word she can get what she can.
The point of marriage is not to create a quick commonality by tearing down boundaries. On the contrary, a good marriage is one in which each partner appoints the other to be the guardian of his solitude. And thus, they show each other the greatest possible trust.
She wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have.
I'm a longtime friend of Mike's, and what Niloo calls the Prince Harry in their relationship, because I'm basically always hanging around. It's hard to believe that I have the pleasure of speaking about the groom tonight. What an honor. But heads up, Mike, I have no intentions of being a prince. So here we are tonight at beautiful Bala Manor to celebrate a new chapter in Mike's life, his love for Niloofar and their marriage today. It's awesome to see how happy they make each other. And trust me, as Prince Harry in this relationship, I'm a good position to judge.
Niloofar is a very beautiful name in our culture. And if you didn't know, which I'm sure Mike knows, it means, any guesses what Niloofar means? It's a water lily, yes. And, you know, I thought to bring it up because that's how I would describe Niloofar. It's a delicate beauty, this flower, sweet fragrance. Despite the fragile appearance, it's extremely resilient, very strong. Not to mention resourceful, and that's our Niloofar.
It makes me wonder.
He's a dedicated surgeon, and apparently a pretty good one, particularly when it comes to closing his own wounds. But most importantly, Mike is a diehard supporter of the Toronto Maple Leafs. In fact, Mike has said on many occasions he would give up his medical career to play just one shift with the Leafs. Mike also loves his rock and roll, Led Zeppelin, the Eagles, the Stones. He's basically a rocker. So to no surprise, he tried to have some input into tonight's music. And to no surprise, Niloo shut him down. I think her advice to Mike was, this is a wedding, not a rock concert. My advice to Mike, get used to Niloo's advice.
If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alone there. It's just a sprinkling for the make.
There's so many people to thank, I hardly know where to begin. And the one thing I want to say is that we are truly humbled by how many people have come here tonight to be with us, to celebrate this day. And I just can't tell you how much it means to us to have you all here.
And I also want to say thank you to Mike's children, Sasha, Tyler, Robin, and Everett. I'm really looking forward to building new memories together and looking forward to lots of happy memories with Christmas and Easter and spending time at the cottage and building a life together and having a great relationship and family moving forward.
Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And did you know?
So Niloofar and I met when I was in grade 6, she was grade 7, first day of school, and we just clicked right away. But what I most love about her, which is very rare, is her modesty. So well achieved and just such a modest, down-to-earth girl. So, you know, years of worrying, how could a man ever measure up to her? And then came Mike. Seriously, not only he met all the criteria, he's much more. Indeed, he's an exceptional man, witty, wise, caring, strong, exactly what Niloofar needs. And Mike, may you always continue to challenge Niloofar to her full potential.
He's the most amazing man I've met. He is the most generous and kind and such a gentleman. He would go above and beyond, and he always does with me and everyone he knows. And he is a true gentleman, and I think they're a rare breed. And I love you, and I'm looking forward to spending the rest of my life with you.
Life is not the amount of breaths you take. It's the moments that take your breath away. Oh, not bad, eh? So Niloo and Mike take each other's breath away. Congratulations, guys. Toast to Mike and Niloo.